Hello and welcome to the show. I'm back on Project Cars 2 tackling a snowy Nurburgring once more with, well, one of the new cars added to the game. From the Spirit of Lemans DLC, we have got the Porsche 919. Now, if anything stands a chance of breaking this 8-minute barrier, well, this is the kind of car that potentially might. We thought the Bentley was going to be difficult to beat when that got smashed by a Time Attack Evo. Well, the 919 Porsche is one of the very, very few cars that might be capable of doing a sub 8-minute lap. It is, well, very quick down the straights, very quick around the corners. It is, I believe, kind of four-wheel drive, and that's where things might get a little bit interesting. That's where things might get a little bit interesting as well, because of the whole electric hybrid system. It reckons, the game, that it is going to do 0 to 60 about 2.5 seconds, top out at over 200 miles an hour. Okay, we're not going to do that when we are on snow. However, it's going to be very, very fast. But I've only got a lap. I've only got one lap of the Nurburgring to try and get the speed out of the vehicle, and I've got to try and, yeah, keep everything under control for that lap. Now, the Bentley was very, very well behaved for an LMP car, for a rear-wheel drive LMP car. The Bentley was very, very well behaved, so this is going to have to do better than that. And then it's got to try and go even one further than that and displace the Time Attack car. I'm not sure. Our tyres are apparently orange to set off, which is a little bit concerning. But there we go. We are going to get underway. Now, as I said, I believe that this is rear-wheel drive up until you fire the KERS, or whatever it's called in this car. Yeah, okay, that seems to be the case. That's not really ideal. That gives me a lot more to think about than I would like. And we only have a limited amount of the electrical energy. No, we will recharge it under braking, so we've got to kind of use it in places. I don't know how much we're going to be able to use it. We're not going to be able to do really heavy braking. We can't physically do it in the snow, but we will be able to brake. Well, we will be braking for longer because the braking distance is, well, much longer. The bad news for the Porsche is that the back end is not as planted as I would like. I guess what I'm going to have to do is kind of use the electrical energy to get the car going initially out of a corner, so we can try and be aggressive with it. We're going to use the electrical energy out of any tight corners, and that should give us, the all-wheel drive security that I can put my foot down. And then when we get to these higher speeds, we're not going to have to worry about it. We're not going to have to worry about traction and so on in the car. So, yeah, I think I know what I'm going to do with it. There's a lot more to think about with this than either the Bentley or the Evo. That's very, very wide through all of that. And now you see, whoa, yeah, okay, so we've got to basically, that's a really weird way of driving a car. I don't like that. Now, because in normal conditions it wouldn't make too much difference. The Porsche would have tremendous levels of grip regardless. But on snow, having essentially changeable all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, that's really going to mess with your mind. I still think there's probably enough speed. I mean, this is going very, very quickly down those straights. And I do at least have... So if we go... Oh, God, grab that. Now can I just mash the... Yeah, okay. Right, that's... It's going to take almost all of my mind power to deal with that whole new way of driving. Yeah, the good news is that, a lot of these corners, we've got the grip in this car. We've got the grip, we've got the downforce that we can get away with carrying tremendous speeds. It already looks like the top speed of this is going to be pretty damn high, potentially higher than the Evo, potentially up there, well, with the Can-Am car, possibly. Unfortunately, we don't have very much of that electrical energy at the moment. I might have to start saving some of it. Yeah, otherwise we're going to start running out for, well, bits of the course where I'd quite like to have all-wheel drive. Never mind, I would like to have all-wheel drive out of this hairpin if we're going to get out of here with any sort of speed, certainly sort of comparable speed to the rallycross car and whatnot. It's still very, very weird that. Okay, well, we are out of there at least. Oh, that might be a little bit late on the brakes. No, we're fine. The brakes are very, very good. I'm not surprised by that particularly. You would expect the brakes on an LMP car to be very good indeed. Oh, it's going to move around up over the crest here. We are basically running on, well, on the last dregs of electricity. I was going to say fumes, but that's not correct. We'll gain some more back, though, through here. I guess we're not going to need it until, well, the hairpin... Oh, the hairpin before the carousel is going to be a little bit tricky to get out of. But then you're in the very, very fiddly bits coming up. I think time-wise, we're doing good. Well, it's a lot to think about and a lot to worry about in this car. Time-wise, I mean, I've got confidence here that we will be flat. I've got confidence that the car is going to stick to the road. I perhaps shouldn't have had that confidence, considering it moved around a bit, but it is at least stuck onto the road. Once we got up to the 160, 170 mile an hour mark, there is enough downforce in this. Christ, that's a lot of speed there that I was very, very terrified of turning in. That I really thought we were going to end up visiting a wall if we weren't careful, but we got away with it. And then big stop down here. It is too late on the brakes. I think it's more because we were going way faster than we do normally. We'll get away with it. It's cost us a little bit of time. However, it's not a spin, so we'll get away with that one. Yeah, you're kind of just carrying way more speed in places that you don't normally carry speed in. We will get away. We get out the other side. Now we will again fire that, fire the electrical energy where we can, but we're not going to have it for a little while as we head up towards the twistier section. At least there's no sort of big hairpin acceleration zones for a little while. It's mostly kind of medium speed corners. I mean, they would be very quick in the normal conditions. It won't be very quick for, well, I say it will be quick in the snow because we're in an LMP car. It just won't be quick compared to what it would be doing perhaps normally through these parts. Just gently feed the car through. Fourth gear seems like a nice kind of a gear for a lot of this. Maybe we'll get away with third here. The trick with these downhill braking zones will be very, very smooth with everything. We've seen a number of cars come undone or get very close to coming undone around here, with the back end getting a little bit too excited. The Porsche has seemed to have calmed down a little bit. Either I've got the hang of it a bit better, or we are yeah, a little bit better. I don't know whether a bit better on tyres. Like, tyres are being strange with this. We've started off with bright orange tyres. We're now at stone cold tyres, as you would imagine. Either way, I'm preferring this balance to how it was at the start bit. We're not going to be flat down there. We've already clonked slightly into a tyre bundle. I'm not going to risk... Whoa, another one. That would have... I'd like to have been all-wheel drive. I'd like to be all-wheel drive full stop. We're not going to get the opportunity, not through here, and I'm not going to faff around either with the... oh, God, with the button and so on while we're bouncing it over the curbs. We can mash our foot down again for this little short sprint towards the next few corners. I mean, lap time wise, we are flying. Whether it's going to be enough to do that sub 8 minute lap, I don't know. Potentially, it's all going to come down to how fast can we get down the straight. I'm trying to use a little bit of all-wheel drive there. We're going to want to have all of the traction coming onto this straight if we can. Not like that, not like that, Porsche. Come on. Okay, I didn't want to like fire the button and suddenly start have like all-wheel drive understeer. It's almost like an understeer button compared to what you end up. Oh, we're actually out. We've used all of it. I think that we can. I can't fire it anymore. We can only deploy, I guess, so much of the Porsche's electrical energy. We're up to 170 miles an hour. Well, 169. We're not up to 170 miles an hour just yet. We probably will be as we get round the corner. That is all the Porsche is going to get, of course, running on these snow tyres. They do give added rolling resistance, if you like. Christ, where on earth are we going to brake? I've already been caught out once by the braking of this car. Here we go. Slow it down now. Oh, if only I had all-wheel drive for this final bit. Oh, it's going to be very, very close. I don't know if it's going to be enough from the Porsche here. potentially could have been if we can get out of this final corner. Are we going to do it sub 8 minutes? No! Oh, god damn it. It's an 8-0. An 8-0-1-4. If I hadn't outbraked myself into the hairpin, I would have done it. God bugger. That... Oh, it's a real interesting thing to drive. It's very, very strange with the way the electrical energy works in this car. 99.9% of the time you're driving it, it won't matter, but when you're driving it on snow, that swapping between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, trying to get the car out of some of the corners, it's not as planted as you would like. It doesn't stick to the road in the same way that the Bentley did. When in rear-wheel drive, you know, configuration, when the power is going to the rear wheels, it doesn't stick on the road like the Bentley does. Of course, yeah, having a button that makes it all-wheel drive means you can use that for the hairpins, but you can only use so much of that per lap, and I guess I was, well, greedier early on. I could have been greedier, we couldn't kind of generate enough electricity because you can't brake hard enough. At the end of the day, we don't go sub 8 minute. We do go to the top of the table though. The 919 will become the fastest car around a snowy Nurburgring. A little too lively a rear end for my liking, however, still that is very, very quick. Poor Time Attack Evo did not have long at the top of the table. Yeah, I mean this is a very, very quick car. However, not the easiest one to drive at those sorts of speeds. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.